good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. Shiny, beautiful day, but we'll get to that weather in just a moment. Jennifer here, of course, to start off the morning show, and we always do that on the new Main Street TV by, well, a check-in with our good friend Pete Wilson with the morning news update. And Pete is here, raring to go this morning. Before we get to that, did want to remind you that the morning news update is brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. And if you have any real estate questions or want to know about the real estate market in our area, Nia is the go-to lady. So give her a call, 740-418-4135, and she'll work hard for you. All right, Pete Wilson is in the house this morning, and he's all chipper and ready to go and does not have on a green shirt.
Okay, that's right. I know better than to do that. I've got the memo.
And we have a special guest here in the program.
We do.
We'll get to him in a moment.
Right, and that's kind of part of the news I'm going to talk about, but we'll get there, all right?
We'll get there, that's right.
All right, well, the lead story, based on breaking news, this happened last night, and this is especially big news for Vinton County. It was announced last night that the Vinton County Wild Turkey Festival will be held. It is a go.
Woohoo!
It has kind of been hanging in the balance there. Organizers were planning the festival, but it was kind of a tentative situation because of the state guidelines and restrictions for outdoor crowds. County fairs were pretty much allowed to go forward, even though festivals and fairs would seem to be similar. They were regarded a little bit differently by the state guidelines, and the festival folks in Vinton County at the Wild Turkey Festival felt like if those restrictions stayed in place, that it would be hard from a feasible standpoint to have the festival because of the crowd restrictions, the 30 or 35% capacity or whatever, and people walking out on the street, kind of hard to control.
Yeah,
and
don't
then,
really
if you have the number,
streets.
yeah, that's hard anyway.
Yeah,
and if you
sure.
have the number of people controlled and you can't let too many people in, it becomes a business thing too,
right.
for the vendors
you
and
need
all.
people there to spend money. That's
So
kind of the point.
to make a long story short, the festival folks had hoped that because the cases were going down, they might have gotten the news quicker, that the restrictions were being eased, and they could say, we're going forward. But they never quite could say that until last night. And that is because Governor DeWine announced that per Ohio Department of Health revised order, easing the restrictions on the outdoor capacity allowed for crowds, that the festival could go forward. There is no more restriction as far as a number or 35% for the outdoor events such as street festivals now. So that gave them the go-ahead. So now they can go full bore towards planning. But remember, the festival was scheduled for May 6th through 9th. That's a month away. Mm-hmm. So, a lot of things were kind of on hold, so they're going to really have to hustle. But now they know that they can go forward. This segues right into what the governor said yesterday and the highlights as far as the Wild Turkey Festival and other events as we go forward. These outdoor events is no more restrictions on crowd number or percentage for the outdoor events. However, you have to continue to do the social distancing. They don't want groups of 10 or more close together. So, when there's a line situation, they want you to separate a little bit. The mask wearing continues to be part of the order. So right now, when you're outside walking the streets of the Wild Turkey Festival, you're going to have a mask on.
Okay.
If you're standing in line for a corn dog and there's lots of people there, or you're watching the band play or whatever, they're going to have to figure out a way to kind of social distance the groups a little bit. The family groups can stay together. I can see, a real problem trying to figure out how to make this work, but it's going to basically be a thing where the High Department of Health, the governor, the local officials are just going to have to do the best they can, and people are going to have to police themselves. I mean, that's what it kind of comes down to, Jennifer.
And that's what I was getting ready to say. At this point, we're over a year into this deal, and if you cannot figure out and be accountable for yourself and your own family and figure out how to be safe and responsible for others, I don't know what to tell you.
Right, yeah.
I mean, come on. It's
just like when you're standing in the line at the grocery store and it's busy. just give yourself a little distance
Right.
behind that person in front of you.
It's very
I don't
simple.
think the store people are going to say a whole lot anymore. They're leaving it up to you. They have the little squares on the floor, all like that, but it's really up to you. But that is the big news. The Wild Turkey
That's
Festival, after being kind of on hold, tentative, it's a go now. As far as the COVID-19 front is update to report is the Vinton County Health Department has reported that they've had 5 new cases in the last 5 days. This is the period from April 1 through 5. You see our infographic up on the screen there. In Vinton County, there is 1 new hospitalizations. The number of active cases actually increased from 5 to 7. The number of deaths remained the same. That's total deaths over the period of the pandemic, 17 in Vinton County. So the previous report, Jennifer, had 4 cases over 8 days. Now we have 5 cases in 5 days. So it's not like a lot, but it's a little more. So, that certainly bears watching. Over the period of the entire pandemic, there have now been 713 confirmed cases, 86 probable cases in Vinton County, as well as 17 deaths. But as we said, only 1 hospitalization right now and 7 people currently with the COVID-19. The Jackson County Health Department has announced new information about clinics. There will be one at Jackson High School on Tuesday, April 13th from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Also, the Jackson County Health Department, there is their latest infographic. As of April the 4th, I'm just looking at this for the first time, too, because I didn't see it, but you can see that there are 13 active cases in Jackson County, 192 probable cases. There's 3 people that are currently hospitalized in Jackson County. So still some cases in Jackson County as well. And also looks like, let's see, we have 13 active cases. Now, I believe that is a little higher than the last report that we had for Jackson County. But back to the COVID-19 clinics. Okay, James Hamilton giving me some information here. 2,824 lab cases now total in Jackson County. There were 41 new COVID-19 cases in Jackson County in the period from March 25th through April the 4th. That's about a 10-day period, so about 4 cases per day, Jennifer. So that's not too bad. We've been going between anywhere from like 3 to 7 or 8 the last 3 weeks. So it's kind of in there. Just a little bit of movement both ways there, but it's still here. I guess that's the bottom line. But as far as those COVID-19 clinics, they are taking place this week. Tonight at Wellston High School, there will be one from 3 to 7 p.m. This is for anyone 16 years of age or older. At Oak Hill High School tomorrow, also 3 to 7 p.m. This clinic is for anyone 16 years of age and older. Very important to say, even though these are at the schools, anybody can go. It's not just students or staff members at the schools. It's just a convenience, and obviously the schools have big venues, gymnasiums, and field houses where you can social distance and handle a larger crowd. I did understand yesterday, Jennifer, anecdotally, not officially, that there was a big crowd at the Nazarene Church yesterday for the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Were you there?
I was.
And how was it?
I'm just going to tell you, and I was going to get to that, Pete, because I'm glad you asked. I think Jamie and I got there about 2:40, and I know that there was a big line at the beginning, but as we got there was no line outside. Walked right up to the counter, had to fill out some papers, as everybody knows, and went back. Probably had to wait about 40 minutes, I'd say, but there were chairs and whatever, and they had, I think, 4 or 5 nurses there giving the shots, and it was very, very smooth, very professional, very safe, and so yeah, I was very pleased with the experience.
And how do you feel?
Great. Nothing happened.
Okay.
That's what I was telling James. I was like, maybe I didn't get the microchip.
Okay. All right. Okay. You're not.
No,
don't get into those conspiracy theories.
No, I'm just teasing about that. But no, neither Jamie nor I have any. Like, my arm's not even sore.
Okay. Well, that's odd,
so,
because usually you get that for sure.
Yeah. So we're not sure what happened or didn't happen, but
Okay.
but we got the shot anyway. I did notice that. And this is confusing for people. some people were showing up there for their second doses of the different kinds, and they were having to say, no, you need to come back a different day
Right.
for that. But that's just par for the course.
Right.
Like,
It's a confusing
is.
thing. About everybody is involved in the sense that chance to get the vaccine. Some people have delayed a decision on when to go. Some people weren't able to go because of the phases right at the beginning.
Right.
So it looks like, though, that a lot of people were really interested in the Johnson & Johnson because, I suppose, the one shot.
Because it's one shot. And the one thing I will say that I thought was interesting, and James pointed it out before I got to say anything about it, was the mixture of people, of the demographic of people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I saw high school students there, and I saw elderly people there, and everywhere in between. So it was interesting to me that there was
right. Well, with the older
such
folks,
a gamut.
Yeah, the older folks, especially say the 40 and up. Not that that's old, but the 40 and up certainly had their chances before. It was like they kind of delayed. Maybe they wanted the Johnson & Johnson. Maybe they weren't sure. Maybe they wanted to see how Uncle Charlie did with the vaccine before they got it.
I think all of the above, and for us it was just a timing thing. It was just we happened to have the restaurant closed yesterday and all of that, so it just worked out that this was the day that we could get there and do that. So, and I'm sure it was the same for many of the folks, but yeah, it was definitely crowded, but they were efficient and professional, and I want to give my kudos to the health department, all the gang that are involved in that.
Okay, and
it was good.
Certainly thanks to the Nazarene Church.
Yeah,
that's been the site, the nice site
beautiful
for it.
venue for
if you haven't been in there, a pretty good sized gymnasium in that church.
Yep.
All right,
Great.
but we're talking about the clinics. Wellston High School, remember, tonight from 3 to 7. Oak Hill High School, 3 to 7 tomorrow night on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, back at the First Church of the Nazarene from 2 p.m. until 7 p.m. That clinic will be the first and second doses of the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines, once again available for anybody ages 16 and up. And a big point to remember, if you're 16 and 17, you just can't walk in and get the vaccine on your own. You have to be accompanied by a parent or guardian or have a signed note. Mm-hmm. And that goes through the high school clinics as well. But next week, this was the latest announcement on the clinics. It had been announced before that Jackson High School will host clinics next week. We know now that the first one will be on Tuesday, April 13th. That is a week from this afternoon, 3 to 7 p.m. Once again, that clinic will be for anyone 16 years of age and older. The Vinton County Health Department has announced that the Ohio University Mobile Clinic will be at the Forget Me Not Event Center in Zaleski. They will have the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccines as well. And the dates for those three clinics, the first will be Wednesday, April the 14th from 12 to 6 p.m., then Wednesday, April 28th, also 12 to 6 p.m., and the third and final one, p.m. The party used to give. Today is the first day for early voting in the county or anywhere in the state where there is a special election. The extended hours at the Jackson County Board of Elections, Tuesday is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. for the rest of this week, and that will be in effect for the next 3 weeks on the weekdays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can do in-person voting at the Board of Elections. Remember, we have a senior citizens levy to build a new senior citizen center in Jackson on the ballot. Also, there is a contested council race in Wellston for the first ward between incumbent Keith Willem and challenger Angela Spangler. But everybody in the county will get a chance to vote on that senior citizens levy.
I have a question for you. In covering elections over the years, and if Dad were here, he would know too the answer to this as you would. Obviously, there's going to be low voter turnout. Let's just be honest, because there's not a lot to vote on. How does that typically work for levies?
Well, the conventional knowledge is that it's good for levies. Because the people who are most invested in it, they'll go vote.
Okay.
All right. A lot of times when you have an iffy tax levy, you might not want to go in a presidential election.
Correct.
Because a lot of people go, oh, tax, no way. Right. They didn't come to vote on that, one way or the other. They came to maybe vote on some other things of interest. And so a lot of times that's why you see a special election, because then the only thing on the ballot is that tax levy.
Gotcha.
The only thing is then you have to pay to put it on the ballot, because normally there wouldn't be an election.
Okay.
So the
in
senior
theory,
citizens
it would
levy
be
are
good.
actually the Board of Aging, which runs the senior citizens program. They actually have to pay for that countywide levy because there would not be a primary election otherwise,
Gotcha.
except for that one ward in Wellston.
Okay.
So anyway, 5 p.m. at the Jackson County Board of Elections office. If you don't know where that is, it's in the Jackson County Courthouse Annex, 275 Portsmouth Street in Jackson. You can also vote absentee on an absentee ballot as well. All right, what else do we want to talk about? We want to remind everybody that the Festival of Flags is still inviting queen candidates. We have got an Apple Festival queen in court now, but they're still looking for candidates for the Festival of Flags. That festival is on. They decided that some time ago, back in January, unless they were told they couldn't. If you want to be a candidate for the Festival of Flags Queen, you have to live in the Oak Hill School District. Young ladies have to live in the Oak Hill School District. There are, in addition to the high school queen, there are also applications for junior and teen levels as well. They are available at the high school and middle school office, and applications are also available by sending a private message to the Oak Hill Festival of Flags Facebook page. I don't see a deadline for applications, but the festival is on Memorial Day weekend. All right, the Jackson High School band program, they have to raise a lot of money because they got a big band, and one of the big events they usually had was the Spring Fling, Jennifer. This is the weekend for the Spring Fling. Man, has that drawn a crowd before because they have a bunch of free stuff and auctions and penny sales and all like that. They know they can't get that big group together. So it's going to be a virtual Spring Fling, of course, and they're going to have an online auction, and you can actually log on today to participate on that. It is on the jacksonbands.com website and Facebook page. The virtual Spring Fling will be hosted by the Jackson High School band director Ryan Hurd, Sam Kugel, and Keith Wilson. They will be online on Saturday to announce the winners of their virtual auction, and there's 14 very valuable items that will be online. I'm not going to go over all what they are, but you can see them if you go to the website. The bidding starts today at 3 p.m. and will go through Saturday until 3 p.m. All bidding will be done on the band's website. Proceeds from the auction will help fund band booster scholarships. All right, basketball mania. It all ended last night. Baylor handed it to Gonzaga. Don't know whether people were surprised by that, but my gosh, they played a great game, hit a lot of three-pointers to give them that lead, and that was all they needed. Also, that was the first loss for Gonzaga all year, so they did not get that much coveted perfect season. Baylor only lost 2 games themselves, though. Those might have been the 2 best teams in the country, and it was only right that they played in the final. But for us, there is a sidebar story. Our basketball mania contest, we can announce that the winner is Oliver Milliken. He's a young high school student here in Jackson, and he actually will win. He won $300, and he was 6 points ahead of the second-place competitor, Jordan Morgan. And the third-place person was Grant Massey. He was 6 points behind Jordan Morgan. So congratulations to them. Oliver wins $300, Jordan wins $200, and Grant Morgan wins $100. We appreciate all of our sponsors, and we appreciate all the people that participated. We had over 300 again. Probably would have had more if we wouldn't have had all the uncertainty with the COVID-19.
Sure.
All right.
That's awesome.
Since we've entered
while we're on this subject, we've got to teaser a little bit. Oliver is the nephew of our own Courtney Leach.
Yep, that's right.
Right, and his dad is well known in the county.
That's right.
J.J. Milliken, he's the principal at Vinton County High School. I know he took a great interest in the Lady Vikings this year.
Yes.
And he's a basketball aficionado. I know he watches a lot of sports, but it was his kid that won the contest.
That's pretty darn cool.
He's a teenager. Not sure how old he is, but he's got $300 now.
That's awesome.
I don't know whether it's going in the bank or where it's going, but he's got $300 coming his way.
He can do whatever he wants.
Right, exactly. And as far as sports is concerned, last night the Jackson High School baseball team, of course, we broadcast those home baseball games. They're now 5-0, Jennifer.
Yes.
They defeated Lucasville Valley 14-4 in 5 innings. That was a mercy run rule victory. So Coach Josh McGraw has them rolling. They'll play 2 more road games this week, and then Friday they'll be back home to play Greenfield McLean, so we'll be back on the radio then.
Isn't that 2 mercy rules already this
3.
year? 3.
3 out of 5. So they're doing real well so far. Also,
Wow.
Wellston and Vinton County played baseball and softball last night up at Vinton County. Of course, a big rival. The Wellston softball team beat the Vinton County softball team. Both teams are playing very well this season, but the score in the softball game was 6-0 in favor of Wellston. And up on the screen, you see freshman pitcher Maddie Potts of Wellston. All she did was go on the road against a good Vinton County team, and all she did was surrender 1 hit, as well as no runs.
Wow.
So I have a feeling she has a future there at Wellston High School. Now, on the other diamond, the boys' baseball team for Vinton County upset Wellston by a score of 9-0. So there was some happy folks with the Vinton County baseball program as they defeat visiting Wellston 9-0 last night. All right, well, that brings us right into where I'm going to kind of segue into our special guest. And last Thursday evening up at Vinton County High School, there was an honors program, a recognition program for the Lady Vikings basketball team, and they certainly deserve to be in the spotlight one more time. And here is a picture that we had submitted to us. We thank Erica Hayes-Zinn for this picture. This is all the girls and the coaches getting together for a pose photo one last time. And we're going to have a story in our Wednesday paper. Red Thompson Jr., he's not in the picture, but he was there. He covered this event, very nice event to kind of wrap things up in a bow. And we'll have this picture running it real big in the paper, as well as a detailed story about this honors program that kind of recounts the glorious past season here. And our special guest tonight, this morning, and we're so glad he was willing to come and talk to us again, was the head coach, Rod Bentley. Who better to comment once more and put the season into perspective? Rod, of course, last week was named the Division II Coach of the Year for the entire state of Ohio. And there he is cutting down the nets. I believe that's after the regional championship, which was the first time Vinton County ever won that. That gave him the berth in the state tournament. And then, of course, they went on to win that scintillating semifinal game over Shaker Heights Laurel and made their way into the state tournament game. So he'll have a lot to talk about, all the individual honors, all the team honors. And, once again, one of the great athletic seasons for any high school team that we've had in our coverage area for a long, long time. Remember, Vinton County's never had a basketball team reach the state tournament. There's only been 3 in Jackson County that's done it. So a great, great accomplishment.
Absolutely, Pete. We can't wait to talk to Coach here in just a moment.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. We'll go work on that next paper.
That's right, Pete. Get that paper out. And, of course, Pete's Morning News Update brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. If you have any real estate needs, please give Nia a call, 740-418-4135. And she will be out working for you, and she works hard, that's for sure. If you ever drive up and down the road, you know that because you see her everywhere. All right, let's get to your Total Media Radio weather forecast, where, again, you can download that Total Media Radio app and get live local radio on your phone just by downloading it at the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store if you have an Android phone. And you can listen to any of our local radio stations anywhere, anytime in the world that you want to, and that is pretty cool stuff. All right, for today, looking gorgeous. Mostly sunny skies with highs around 78. For tonight, mostly clear, lows around 54. Then tomorrow on Wednesday, back to mostly sunny skies once again, and even warmer, highs around 80 degrees on Wednesday. Thursday looks like pretty good temperatures actually for the throughout the weekend, but a little bit of rain popping back into the forecast. But that's all right. We can take it, and it sure is going to be lovely this week. So, all right, we are so excited to have, drum roll, Coach Rod Bentley here in the house, and Coach. Congratulations. That's all I can say. Man, oh man, have you had a wild year.
It was definitely a great year for us. 2021 was a tough year for the world in general, but for the Lady Vikings, we had a great winner.
Did A-OK, that's right. And I know you're not here to talk about yourself, but I would certainly be remiss if I didn't congratulate you on the fact that you were named Division II Coach of the Year, all by your loan. It doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, definitely we're proud of that. Again, yeah, that's a great honor for us, and most importantly for our program. Like I said, the time before when we hear it's a team thing, and I have a great staff, and obviously the honor of being Division II Coach of the Year is something I'm very proud of. It's very special for us.
It should be, and so did want to, of course, let you know that we are so proud of you, and of course the team and the county as well. All right, so let's get down to it. You all had a beautiful season, and the girls worked their tails off and ended up in this tournament. So how far had any other girls Vinton County team gone before this group?
Well, I think it was our last 3 years. We were in the districts, and then 2 years in a row we were in the district championship game. So, I think that was probably the history of it. Our last 3 years prior to this year, we were a pretty solid basketball team and started really coming together. And then, obviously getting past the district championship this year was huge for us. Our Division II district, and it's a hard district. I mean, you had the number one team in the state with Sheridan in there, but it was a good team. Circleville was number one last year. Washington Courthouse was special. So it was a good win for us, and a really good district that we play in.
That's right, and I don't know that a lot of people understand that our local teams down here are tough, and getting anywhere in tournament play is tough.
Oh yeah, we got some really good basketball here in Southeastern Ohio, especially on the girls' side and the boys' side. So we can play basketball with anyone, and I think this year it really showed.
I think you guys made that very apparent. So you get past the district, and then where did you go?
After we got past the district, we obviously got in the regional playing Tri-Valley, which was a really good team. To be honest with you, after we got past the district championship, and I said this to my players and some of the coaches that I talked to, it just seemed like everything was just slowed down, and it got easier for us, because once we got over that hurdle of the district. So, we beat Tri-Valley, and then we end up, after that, we had to play the number one ranked team in the state, was Sheridan. And they got a really good group of girls, and I think we won that one by 16, 18 points. The girls just played well, played hard, and then we were able to get to the Final Four. It was a special moment, just the way how hard they worked and getting there, and I was real proud of them and our staff, and it just our community was just so supportive, nothing like I've ever seen. So it was a good win for us, good win for our program, and it just for my personal self, it just made me feel good to see how happy everybody was to see these girls, get to the next level.
That's right. Typically when you see a line of police cars, it's not a good thing, but boy, did you guys get a great escort, and well deserved, very well deserved.
It was great. Like I said, there was 30-some, special officers out there helping us and driving through there, and for that couple of days, and then that's well deserving. They worked their tails off to get to that point.
Well, let's talk for a minute about the logistics of getting a team of girls to the state championships and getting them to Dayton. And you had to go, I think, a day or two early and practice. You got to practice and you got to get your bearings before you played the game. So how on earth does one plan that trip, in just a couple of days?
Well, it was obviously for me. It was very easy. Our athletic director, Coach Combs, done a wonderful job. Our staff, J.J. Millen, our principal, everybody done a wonderful job of setting it up for us. Basically what we did is that Thursday we left. We got to practice in Meadowbrook High School down in Dayton. It was a good job there, and we basically had a chartered bus. I think some people set us up a chartered bus, and girls just got treated like you said earlier, rock stars. So we went down, we got a good practice in. We wanted to practice in a different environment, getting ready for, the UD arena, and checked in a hotel. And then when the work started happening, the film room, we created in the hospitality room and took all the chairs out and got ready for it. But it was just a good experience. I think the girls got a chance to see, what basketball is at maybe the college level or the higher level, and it was good for us. It was it was a great 24 hours there getting ready for the game.
So many lessons learned in that short period of time.
Oh yeah, and then they enjoyed and again we had so much food and people was trying to everybody wanted to be part of it, and our whole community just showed up down there, and it was just a great time for us.
And just getting to the state tournament is just a feat in itself, obviously, and no Vinton County team had come close to that. Relatively speaking. So you have these girls, and you're in Dayton, and did you get a practice in the arena before you actually got to play, or get a walkthrough or anything?
No, that's a rule. You're not allowed to get on the floor. I mean,
really?
Yeah. 45 minutes before the game time, both teams were allowed to get on the floor and just walk around. But really, you can't practice in that amount of time and with the other team on the other side. But it was great for me personally to see the girls' excitement when we walk on that floor. My two sons are fifth graders, and they're managers, and they got to shoot on it, so they loved that part of it. But it was just a great time. I mean, the lights are bright there. The facility is absolutely immaculate, and just a memorable experience for everybody. To get a walk on the floor and the locker rooms and the way you come into the gym. The girls we were shell shocked at the beginning.
I could see that, but now it's old hat, right? They've been there and done that.
Well,
let's do it again next year.
Yeah, that's definitely getting there is just something that you want it back. You want to get there again.
For sure. Now you're spoiled.
Yeah. It was just something that you get to play for. Especially the team that we played. In the first game in the Final Four, Shaker Heights Laurel. They got a girl that's going to be going to Ohio State. I mean, they looked the part. And I looked at one of my assistants, Bob Grillo, a buddy of mine, and I said, "Man, can we handle this team?" And keep my confidence up. He was smiling and said, "We got this." And there's girls over there that were, they were laying the ball up on the rim, could have dunked the basketball, and we've never seen that before. So it was a good, it looked like David versus Goliath. But once we got on the floor, bottom line is we were just tougher than they were, and at halftime we knew that we could win that thing and pull it off. So real proud of the girls just showing their toughness and not being intimidated.
And I think we saw a little bit of this last night of you can study film and you can have an attitude and you can think what you think is going to happen, but until you actually get out on that floor and start playing that game, you really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, something that we always say too, and I'm a big Mike Tyson fan, and Mike Tyson made one of the greatest quotes. He said, "Everybody has a plan until you get punched in the jaw." And,
sure.
And I think that's what they had. They had a plan for us, and we just didn't go away from our toughness and our system, and we were able to pull it off. Great team, great win, and just one of the most fantastic games I've ever been part of in 20-some years of coaching.
Absolutely, and you kind of come in as an underdog, and you have nothing to lose, and you have this, I think, chip on your shoulder, and it probably was an advantage. So you're playing a team that's taller than you are, and by accounts better than you are, by what some people say. So how do you prepare for that? How do you build up the confidence in the girls? How do you say, wait a minute here, no, we're going to kick their butts?
I think it's just because of our dedication to, working. We were not intimidated, and it showed once we got out there on the floor. So, I think it came back to the summers and, working hard and getting ready for it and preparing mentally. So, I got a group of talented girls, and once we got on the floor, there was no intimidation. So, again, I think it goes back to the summer, the workouts, the just getting that proper mindset we use a lot, and that's what we did. We went there, and it was just a great win for us, and we weren't intimidated. I mean, at halftime, I remember looking at a couple of them, and that to me, that was as a coach. When you have kids that have that kind of confidence in themselves and the team, makes you feel better. So that's exactly where we were, and the Lady Vikes were, we weren't intimidated by them.
So, Coach, let's talk for a moment about the next day.
Well, again,
didn't come out on top, but let's talk about that. How do you? I mean, you have to get through one game at a time, right? So you can't prepare for the game after until you prepare for the game that you're getting ready to play.
Well, the thing about that
That's
too
rough.
is, and again, I'm not making any excuses. I mean, that game really drives me crazy still. I mean, as a coach, I think you're always thinking about your last game. But when we won the one at Laurel, we got done there about 5 o'clock, and the girls had a great experience. And again, life lesson. They got to go talk in front of 60, 70 reporters and cameras, and they've done a really good job of communicating. But by the time we got our group out of there, celebrated, got back to the hotel, it was around 7 p.m., 8 p.m., and we're trying to get our fluids back in us, our water, try to get a dinner, and then at the same time we're scrambling on film, which, again, I go back to my staff, Coach Jones, Michaela Puckett, Coach Bob Grillo done a wonderful job of getting that all ready. But we created a film room, trying to get ready for that next game, but not making excuses, but we just was not ready for that moment. We kind of gave everything we had in that game, and it was hard for us to get, maybe I want to say, our legs back from under us. And again, it might have been, as a coach, I think I made a mistake. As I probably should have tried to get another couple more players in and save some legs, but we was just unable to do that. At that moment, we just had to play to win that thing. So, not making excuses. That team, Napoleon, was a great team. And to be honest with you, if we played them 10 times, maybe 3, 4, they're a better team than us at that point. But, it was just hard to get, ready to play the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
There was bumps and bruises. We didn't talk about it, but there was bumps and bruises. I mean, in our program, and these girls are so tough that we don't talk about injuries. And they kind of talk to the trainer, but we don't make it public. We don't, it's part of the game, and they know that. So we knew there was some bumps and bruises. We were trying to use trash cans as ice containers and doing everything we can to get our legs back from under us, because we were sore and stuff. But it was a good team. We played, great experience. Just wonderful, wonderful experience for these girls, not only on the basketball court, but the team aspect, life lessons, being able to communicate with all those reporters and on TV and stuff. And it was a lot of fun. So, that was the fastest probably 24 hours of my life, but probably one of the best times of our life. It was just so much fun being in the hotel, preparing for it, trying to win that thing.
And let's just be honest. You're a wonderful coach, and you wouldn't have won the awards that you've won if you aren't. But it certainly takes, an army and a village, and you all have just come up with the perfect storm of people, from coaches down to players and everybody in between. It's so cool.
Well, I think it's again it's our culture, it's our mindset. The parents, how they chip in, help us out. Players are, I have permission to coach hard. If your kid doesn't play hard, then she needs to go home and come back another day. And in a lot of situations, a lot of schools, you kick a kid out of practice, I'd be in trouble. But not at Vinton County. I mean, I have full blessing to coach hard. We all know we're in the same goal, the same mindset. So it's a good place to coach, and the parents are supportive. Administration is just awesome. And another thing too that I was really proud of. I'm a competitive person, and sometimes in the league and other coaches in this area around, I don't make friends. I really don't care to make friends. I concentrate on my locker room. But a lot of the coaches supported us big time. Coach Walburn was reaching out to me here at Jackson. A variety of coaches was really, supporting us. And that to me made us feel good when you have other head coaches calling and and even across the state, wishing us good luck. So it was a lot of fun, to see the other coaches support us. And, when we got to that level, it was definitely Southeastern Ohio was behind our back.
Well, we can't be more proud of you and the girls. And, listen, let's prepare for next season, right? I mean, you don't take much time off.
Yeah, that's the hard part, to get revamped up, to get for that work again to start. We have a variety of girls that play AAU. I know my personal daughter, I have a younger one, Ashley. We got home on a Saturday, late that night, and the next morning we had AAU practice at 10 a.m. So I was at Alexander High School with her. And, I've got 3 or 4 of them that are already working on trainers and working on getting, better and stronger. So, that's the plan, is to get, our program back, working again, and scheduling stuff. So, we have a lot, we lost a lot. We know that, with Morgan and Mariah Davis and all our other key seniors that sometimes don't get the minutes, the Lydia Linegers, Lydia Nichols, Allie Riddle, some of those girls. But we lost a lot of senior leadership. So, pretty much it's time for, the Tegan Bartow, which is a fantastic player, Cameron Zinn, to take back over as a leadership role, Lacey, and, I pretty much will say it. I got 4 starters coming back. I got Cameron Zinn, who made second team All Ohio, first team All District. Tegan Bartow was one of the best point guards in Southeastern Ohio. Lacey Williams is a great shooter. Showed it in the Shaker Heights game, and then Riley Ousley. So there's 4 kids coming back, and then that 5th spot is debatable. So, nothing's giving here at Vinton County. Everything's earned, and we'll see how everybody works and gets better, and see where we can take it to, and get our program rolling back in that right direction.
Well, very good, Coach. And, hey, what a good problem to have that you don't know who's going to fill that spot, right? You have so much talent.
Well, again, we're gonna juggle that spot above their heads all summer long to see who competes and who outworks each other, but we'll figure that out. And obviously that's a lot of work and a lot of stuff to get going. But I'm excited about seeing our program move in the right direction.
That's right. And, well, best of luck and congratulations to you for all of your accomplishments. And you made our area proud, that's for sure. Our good friend Red is here. Red, did you have anything you wanted to say to Coach?
Yes.
We got a microphone over here for Red, so we're making him walk across the room, though.
He had one set up last time.
Yeah, well, we're a low-budget operation, Red.
Understand. Good morning, and thanks for having me back on Main Street TV, Miss Jennifer. It's nice to be your guest again. And Mr. James over here, Miss Courtney's here with us. Rod, one thing this was a historic for me. I've been there 27 years, and I think everybody was amazed. The girls weren't tied in the first game. They scored 24 points in the first quarter. A new environment. You had them ready to go.
Yeah, again, I just think that was the team. Lacey Williams came out and just hit some big shots for us. And unfortunately, in the league or you get awards for your kids. You can't give everybody a award, but Lacey Williams was big for us. She had big shots, and then our team just came out and you've covered them, Red. They got a I don't quit attitude, and you can see it happening around the floor right in front of all of us.
It had to be. And we have a story today about the banquet. You had a banquet, and we only chose to run one picture. We ran a team picture because we wanted there it is right there. We wanted everybody to be equal. Everybody, we displayed everybody's individual accomplishments, but in this, the whole team, it was really about the team during the banquet. And can you maybe go over some of the things you said about the team, how special they were?
Oh, it was absolutely special. We talked about our program from the the young freshmen to the seniors. One thing we had is I think our team GPA was almost 3.8, 3.9. We're real proud of that. Every single girl in my program accountable for actions they have to do. We talk about, one of my favorite things is I have unwritten rules. I don't have rules on paper, and we don't need that, because if you're going to play and you're going to be a Lady Viking, to be there 10 minutes early. You got to come and give 100%. There's one way. It's not being selfish. It's an era of young kids sometimes, wanting some attention. Not in our program. And these group of girls are special. We teach life lessons, and we feel like they're dedicating themselves for the right reasons, and all that stuff will pay off, far beyond high school.
And one more thing, legacy. You talked about legacy for Vinton County. Some of their high marks. Certainly, this is one of them. This is going to go down as an all-time historic event, and in rural counties, they're never forgotten.
Oh yeah, just so much pride in our community. I mean, it's absolutely awesome. I mean, during the season, sometimes being a small community, it's hard because if I have to get gas after practice or one time, there's always that guy that or woman that's telling me what we got to do for the next game, and everybody's just prideful, and I'm just happy that we got to do that, because this group of girls, you talk about being runner-ups. We were runner-up in the district 2 years in a row. Couldn't get past that, and that we use that to motivate us. Obviously we became runner-up again in the state championship, and honestly that hurts us. We're happy we got there, but I just feel like as a coach, there's maybe some things I could have done better. But looking back on it, Napoleon was a heck of a team. But you just see these girls, and you talk about we have some girls that's got a lot of individual awards, but we talk about our JVs that maybe don't get the light and have to guard the Cameron Zins or the Morgan Bentleys. So it's a lot of fun. The culture, again, we go back to the parents allowing me to coach the right way, and not sugarcoating anything, and we're just a bunch of tough kids.
Okay, it was special for us at Total Media, and we're glad you could come back with us again. I know a lot of people watched you last time, and I know a lot of people was watching again today. So
That's right.
I know you've been a good guest for Miss Jennifer. We thank you, Coach.
Well, Red, I thank you guys for having me again. Thank you guys for giving us a chance to talk a little bit about our program. It went fast. The time was awesome, and we're definitely proud of it. Our community is absolutely proud of what we did, and the girls we gave them a little break, so it's time for them girls to start getting back to work, our system to start rolling again. And thanks for having us. Thanks for having us, and we definitely appreciate all your support that you've given us here for Lady Viking basketball.
Coach, and again, congratulations on an amazing season, and hope there's many, many more to come. Speaking of communities supporting each other, there's a situation there in Vinton County, and I just wanted to ask you a bit about it and how the support is going for your former football coach. Has a very ill son and chose to resign. And so what's going on with that, Coach? Are there ways that folks can help? As I felt like when you all went to the state, we were all from Vinton County. We were all Lady Vikings, and that's what small communities do. We come together and we help each other. So what can folks do to help?
I think what we can do basically to help is again, I think the family is a little isolated. They're taking care of their family, a tight, great family. I think all we do is just pray, and just support their fight and their battle they're in, and I really don't know what to say as far as speaking out on that subject, but you get them, our hearts with them. It was an honor for my program to wear the Strider Strong T-shirts, and we cut a net for him, and just a lot of pride for that young boy, and nothing but respect for the football coach to resign and take care of that family, because there is so much work to do as a coach. And then when you're fighting that battle at home also, I think it's 100% the right move, and we hope nothing but the best and wish him the best of luck, and can't wait to see him get back on the field and get that son healthy, and I'm sure they're going to be fine.
pretty classy move for your girls to wear the Strider Strong jersey. It's pretty cool.
Oh, it was great. It was an honor, and we respect everything about it, and our girls are definitely all behind him 100%.
Very, very good. Well, Coach, we'll let you get out of here for the day. We know that you're very, very busy, and that or you're just going to go home and lay by the pool, right?
No, I want to go home and probably get that yard mowed today and make sure my wife's happy on everything I got to do around the house.
All those honeydews, huh?
Yes.
Like, darn it, the season's over. Now I have to be a responsible
I have
husband
to-
again.
I have to take care of things at home now for a while. So.
Don't get a break from that.
But thanks for having me. Again, appreciate everything, and go Vikes.
That's absolutely right. And congratulations once again.
Thank you.
All right, Coach Rod Bentley, Vinton County Lady Vikings, and boy, what a just kick-butt season they had, and we're so proud of them. All right, well, I think our good friend Courtney's in the house, and we don't know what we're going to talk about today. Did you know they're making a Peeps movie, Courtney?
What?
Yeah, I just heard that this morning.
That's awesome. First of all, I have to say, though, how awesome. I mean, he's raising some good girls down there in Vinton County.
Absolutely.
How proud.
And, Coach Bentley said this a couple of times, but I understand it's hard. Your brother's a principal.
Right.
It's challenging in today's world to have parents that allow you to coach the way that you
Right.
need to coach.
Yes.
I'm trying to say this really diplomatically. And do what's best by the team, and be able to discipline and coach tough. And
Yes.
they're allowed to do it there, and that shows.
Yes. Kudos to the parents, staff, all
Yep.
that, but
All of
kudos
that.
to Coach, for sure.
Pretty darn cool stuff we have going on here in our area.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's in the water around here. It's like several years ago now. It's been longer than that, but in Oak Hill we had the girls and the boys in the state tournament, and
Yep.
I'm like, I don't know what's in the water around our places, but our kids are
I-
awesome.
I did not drink that water.
I didn't either.
I am not athletic at all. So, when I see it, I'm like, yes,
Yeah,
go
I
you, because
I will
Not
clap
me.
all day long for you.
I said I lettered as a kindergartner when I used to help out the cheerleaders. They gave me a letter, when I was like, I'm done, I'm good.
That was
Lettered.
it. I was a mascot.
Why
Yeah.
go any farther?
This girl too. We have same
Yeah.
sorority. Very
Yeah.
good.
So a Peep movie, huh?
Yeah. So a Peep movie. I saw it this morning, and it's about a little tribe of I don't know, misunderstood peeps or something. Thanks, Coach. Have a great
Bye,
day. So I'm not exactly sure about it, but I did see it mentioned this morning. So
Well, that'll be fun.
it'll be colorful.
It will be. It will be.
We're still not talking to James because he didn't bring us any of his Peeps
I
marshmallow
have-
treats.
I have
What's up
2
with that?
packages of Peeps that I meant to bring in yesterday and today, and I forgot them both days. So maybe Wednesday's the day.
Okay.
They're still sealed, so they should be fresh.
I will
A lot
say I
of
wore
people
my.
like them stale.
They do,
Oh.
and that was the discussion. Yes,
Oh.
they like them crunchy.
Oh,
That was a discussion this morning.
Maybe you should
That I heard.
open one. If you have 2 packages, maybe you should open one, let them get a little stale,
Yep.
and then we'll taste test and try to
I think that's a great idea.
figure out which one's better.
It's a
because
horrible idea.
There were people saying that they liked them
I don't
better
trust these-
crunchy.
Don't trust people that are eating stale Peeps. Those are not good people.
As if they're not.
James,
Ugh.
I've kind of missed out on all of the Peep conversation, but have you tried the different flavored Peeps? So the
No, I think I've only had standard.
Just
I mean,
the
I've had
regular-
every color of Peeps, but they're pretty much all the same flavor.
right.
But I've
There's,
not
like-
had the.
Well, I mean, we never
There's,
did get the cauliflower ones.
No.
No, we didn't.
Well,
Yeah,
didn't
there's
they make
birthday cake, chocolate. There's green apple.
Maybe I have had chocolate
tropical
ones, not recently.
fruit.
Somebody told me they got the birthday cake ones
But
the other
didn't
day,
they
and they were
make
fantastic.
like Tabasco or some
Yeah.
hot sauce company like that? Didn't they make a spicy one?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I would be on that. You know what would be good with that? It would be like the Mexican hot chocolate. You could do the spicy peep with chocolate.
Yeah. There you go.
You can make s'mores out of it too.
So I wonder if in the Peep movie any of the Peeps are like in threat of becoming a hot swimming in hot chocolate.
I don't know what they're going to do to these poor little peeps that are running around. But how cute, right?
Right.
I will say they've done a fantastic job of taking a candy that nobody likes whatsoever and making them very relevant. So,
Very relevant.
and everyone liked my Peep socks over the
Good.
weekend, I will tell you, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, except for Jamie, who didn't understand what they were.
Because he didn't know what a peep was, or he just couldn't
I
really
just
tell
don't
they were peeps?
I just don't think he knew they were Peeps. Yeah. But, whatever.
I get that. Sometimes your brain can't
Yeah.
see what's in front of you.
Well, and I had the yellow ones on that day, so I guess maybe they look kind of like little you or something, like, or, like rubber
yeah.
duckies, or he was like, what do you have on? I'm like, don't worry about it.
You do you.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
doing
do
me.
me.
I'll do you. You do you. So, are we all vaccinated now officially?
I still have my last one to get.
Oh, you still have
I
to get your last
on
one.
the 15th.
Okay.
Yep. I will say that I had a reaction in my arm that had the injection site. So if anybody has had that, I'm not sure, but I didn't really know about it. But I guess it's a thing. It's called COVID arm. And my shoulder got very, very swollen and itchy.
Yeah, she, the nurse that administered my vaccine yesterday told me about that and said, told me, to put like a hydrocortisone cream on it or something like that. She also said, and I think these are all just, as they're learning preventative
Right.
things, she said, and I talked to someone else that told me the same thing, like, take some Advil or Motrin or whatever before you go to bed to help with like fever or body aches or, if they would come. Stay very, very hydrated. So I went, as soon as we left, I went and bought Gatorade and a bunch of water.
Yeah.
Made sure we drank all of that last night. So I think those are all just like things that you can do to help yourself.
Yeah. And another thing I didn't know about it for anybody that's going out there and getting their mammograms is it can also cause your lymph nodes in the injection site to swell up.
100%. Talk
So
to
I don't
somebody
know.
about that.
So you might, if you are getting your mammogram, give them a heads up that you got your shot recently. So
Yeah, I talked with someone the other day who said she had lymph nodes swollen for quite some time
yeah.
afterwards. So
But if anybody was gonna get a nice reaction to it, it would be me. 'Cause
Only Courtney.
That's how I roll.
Because you're so sweet.
So I will be getting the second shot in this arm as per recommendation. So I guess I can have matching
Yeah,
COVID arms. But I used hydrocortisone, had some Benadryl. It went away. It was fine.
Yeah.
So.
I talked to my niece this morning. She said she got her second yesterday as well, so we were comparing notes. And she said, man, I have a fever. She did the 2-dose one,
Yeah.
and she said, man, I have a fever and body aches. And she said, I have a 1-inch bruise on my arm. And I said, well, it's because of that extra microchip you got.
That's right. Yep.
She was just cracking up. I'm like,
Yeah, maybe I got too many microchips
Yep, maybe-
in there and I
maybe
had a
you got
reaction to it.
and maybe that's why I had no reaction. I got
'Cause
none
you
of
got
them.
none. We're never going to know where you are. Unless you have your cell phone on you. And then
Right. She
we will
said,
always know.
I said, oh, you better watch out, Big Brother's watching. And she's like, if they want to watch my boring life, so be it. And I said, yeah, I feel the same way. So
I will have to say, Friday we went to Big Sandy to look at mattresses.
Uh-huh.
And when I left Big Sandy and got on Facebook, I immediately had an ad for a furniture store.
yeah, they're
so-
watching.
So I don't know. I mean, I think it's helpful. Like, I don't have to go search for anything. It's all right there. So I know people don't like it, but I'm like,
I mean,
wondering about something, just talk about it. And
Yeah,
a little bit later, it'll show up.
that's exactly right. I wonder if like all these people like that have this morning show on and their Alexa's listening, that
Right.
if all these random commercials start popping up for weird things.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, we probably ought to get out of here for the day. It's always good to see your smiling face.
Thanks.
Yeah, and
You're still.
thanks. Special, of course, thanks to Coach Rod Bentley, who takes time out of his day to come and be a guest here on the program. But man, we were so happy to have him here and throw those congratulations out to him and the girls and the coaches. amazing year they had.
For sure.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, before we get out of here, thanks to our friends at Callahan Hardware. Did we say Jeff's coming in this week?
Yes, Thursday.
All right, our good friend Jeff will be here on Thursday to talk about all good things Callahan Hardware, so we always look forward to that. Also, as fairs and festivals are opening back up, if you have plaques or anything that you need done, trophies, give Chip and Kathy a call at the shop. They'll do all of those for you. That's what they do, 988-2841. Also, want to thank our friends at the filling station. Stopped down by there yesterday for some gasoline, and so a very good place to get in and out of. Stop there. The newly remodeled Quick Stop where you can still get the crispy, crunchy chicken. Thank goodness.
Stuff.
Yes, it is. And also, don't forget to stop by. You know what Carmen has on the lot right now? And I really, really, like, every time I drive by, I look at it and I think, boy, that would be so fun to have, is he has a Volkswagen Beetle on the lot right now. One of the new ones.
I always wanted a Volkswagen Beetle.
I did
a
too.
Convertible one when I was
It's
young.
so cute. It's black. I see like the eyelashes on it.
I know, they're so fun.
It doesn't have those, but like
mean, you
I
can
think
get
it
'em.
needs them. And yeah, I definitely think he has that Beetle out there, and it is so sharp. And I just every time I drive by, it's calling my name.
Maybe we can order a pair of eyelashes and one night go down there and put them on and see how long it takes him.
See if he'll notice. I love it. All right. Well, everybody, have a great day. Don't forget, I mean, let's just be honest. Mostly sunny skies, highs of 78 today. Sunny skies, highs of 80 tomorrow.
I think I'm feeling sick.
I'm sick.
I need to go home.
Need to go home and lay out in the sun and read and something. So have a great day, everybody. We appreciate you for tuning in. Thanks to James, thanks to Pete, and of course thanks to Courtney for stopping up by. If you are out and about and see our sponsors, please thank them for helping us along the way. And I guess we'll be back here tomorrow on Wednesday. So have a great day. Thanks
Bye,
for
everyone.
watching. Bye-bye.